Welcome back to Half Moon's Picks. I hope everybody had a great week last week. This is the divisional round series in the playoffs for the 2018-2019 series. Last week I did great. Saturday 3-1. Sunday I laid a big goose egg 0-4. My goodness, you know, if you pretty much took the rookies, the rookie quarterbacks, and bet against them, you've been all right. Of course, all the road dogs covered last week, so if you did it that way as well, there's a different system that you could have picked. I went with the best defenses, and even though the defenses like Baltimore and Chicago did their job, the offenses, you know, of course they got rookie quarterbacks, just couldn't, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say rookie quarterback. Well, Trubisky's rookie, kind of second year, but either way, their first time in the playoffs. Usually defenses win games, and they just did not do that. I am more rounded this week. I expect to do a lot better. So let's get on with the picks. My fourth pick of the week, we got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Indianapolis Colts are a 5.5-point road dog, and Luck is the one to beat in the playoffs for the AFC side, I'm thinking. He played exceptionally well against Houston last week. Just not only were they dogs, he won and covered. Here they are, dogs again, traveling to Kansas City. Ever since Kansas City had that Hunt incident, they haven't played, you know, as well as they have in the past. So this is the latter half. Kansas City aren't a good playoff team. Usually they get knocked out in the first round. It seems like every time they go there. I mean, they make it every year, but they seem to get knocked out every year as well, the first round. You know, Luck is 4-3 straight up in the playoffs in his career. 2-1 ATS-wise in the last 3. So he does exceptionally well in the playoffs, and he's getting better. Like I said, they're 5-4 on the road, 5-4 ATS on the road as a team. 4-1 ATS in the last 5 games. The Colts have been playing exceptionally well. But I know this is a third road game. This is a 50-50 split with the public. But the Chiefs, you know, the last. You know, they haven't scored. They're 1-5-1 ATS in the last 7. That's all that needs to be said here. They only covered once in the last 7 times ATS-wise. So they haven't been covering the spread. And the spread is going down. Get it early. It's 5.5 right now. As I'm talking, here it is Monday morning. And as far as the over, they got the over 57. Kansas City has scored 5 of their last 6 over, and if Kansas City scores a lot of points, Luck's gonna have to, you know, keep up with them. In Kansas City, you can score a lot of points on that Kansas City defense. So I'm going Indianapolis Colts plus 5.5 and over 57. My third pick of the week, we got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Los Angeles Rams. The Dallas Cowboys are a 7-point road dog, and Dallas is on a 3-game win streak. They've been pretty impressive, you know, in your face. We're gonna, you know, run it up the gut, and Rams do similar style game as well. Just run first, pass second. The Dallas Cowboys 11-6, 3-5 on the road, but 4-4 ATS on the road. This is Dallas 57% public favorite. The only thing I don't like about the Rams, you know, Todd Gurley had an injury, was hurting his knee last week. They keep him out last week, so he hasn't played in 2 weeks. He has problems, like I said, problems with his knee. They're 2-2 in the last 4. The Rams are. They beat Arizona and San Francisco, you know, bottom 2 in their division, but lost to Chicago and Philadelphia, 2 playoff teams. So the Rams haven't been playing great lately. They are 7-point favorites, a lot of points. So I'm taking Dallas plus that 7. And the under 49 is the Rams have been 3-1-1 in the under in the last 5. Dallas seems to be playing in the under as well, even though they got the over last week. But they like to keep their score low. So 49 is kind of high, so I'm taking under 49. My second pick of the week, we got the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to the New England Patriots. New England Patriots are a 4.5 point home favorite. And the Chargers have been playing well. You know, they're the #1 public bet right now at 63%. They're 13-4 on the year, 8-1 on the road, 8-1 ATS on the road as well. But there's some things it could be a sub-0 degree weather. So you got a team that's traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast, so it might be an extremely cold game. Rivers 0-7 against Brady all time, and 0-2 in the playoffs back in 2007, 2008. He mentioned that at the end of his game as win last week. So New England, now get this stat. New England, you know, they're 11-5 on the year, 8-0 at home, 6-2 at home ATS. So that's a 75% win rate against the spread. Now the spread's only 4.5 points. Usually on a New England divisional round game, these spreads are 13, 14 points. I looked it up. And the last 7 years, the New England Patriots are 6-1 ATS, covering large numbers. A lot larger than, you know, 4.5. That's the lowest spread I've ever seen the Patriots in a divisional round. And they're 7-0 straight up. So they're 7-0 in the last 7 years in the divisional round and 6-1 ATS. So I'm taking New England minus 4.5. The under 47.5. Both teams scored under. Chargers have 8 out of 11 scored under, and the Patriots at last 4 out of 5 have gone under. So give me New England minus 4.5 and under 47.5. And my #1 pick of the week, we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the New Orleans Saints. The Philadelphia Eagles are a 9-point road dog, and 9 points basically way too much for me. I know some of these divisional round games have extremely high spreads. This spread I think started at 10, now it's down to 9. A lot of people are taking that 9 points and betting on the magic of Foles. Philadelphia, like I said, they're 10-7. 5-4 on the road, but they are 3-1 with Nick Foles on the road. They're 5-4 on the road ATS, but with Nick Foles, they're 3-1 on the road ATS. The New Orleans Saints, you know, #1 seat in the NFC. They are, you know, 1-4 ATS in the last 5. They're 13-3, 6-2 at home, 4-4. Home ATS. So that tells me that, you know, they're great at home, but just can't cover that spread. The number's just way too large. Like I said, 1-4 ATS in the last 5, and New Orleans covers, you know, less than 50% at home most of the time. So 9 points is way too much. Got to believe in the Foles magic. So I'm taking Philadelphia plus the 9, and then I'm taking under the 51. New Orleans is 5-2-1 in the under in the last 8 games. So give me Philadelphia Eagles plus 9 and the under 51. Well, that about wraps it up for the week. Thanks for those stopping by, checking out my sponsors at the end of the video. Just a keynote, some of the research I've done. And some of the things I missed last week was the wild card weekend, how the dogs favored all 4 times this year and last year. And basically the dogs covered, 14 out of the last 15 times. that's a tough one to. I don't see how I missed that, so I do apologize for that. Or I would have just took all the dogs, you know, who would know? But this year I did like more research. So the divisional round has the last year the dogs covered 3 out of the 4, and the last 7 years is 17, 10, and 1 dogs covered. So 61% of the time. So if you're thinking about picking all the favorites or all the dogs this week, I gotta tell you right now, let me go over the last 7 years just to help you out on these. Do that. The dogs, last 7 years, the dogs haven't covered, and the favorites haven't covered all 4 times. Not once in the last 7 years. 3 and 1, 2 and 2, 2, 1 and 1, 3 and 1, 2 and 2, 2 and 2, and 3 and 1. So most likely 2 of those dogs are covering this week. It's like 100% chance of that happening, possibly 3. So I picked the 3 dogs out of the 4, and New England as my only favorite. Just a side note, keep that in mind. The teasers I like is you pick all 4 dogs, add the points. New England I'm a little weary on, as they usually blow out teams. But the other 3 dogs I bet, just put them in a teaser, play them as a 3-team teaser. So thanks for stopping by. If you had any questions, you can always Twitter me. I will talk to you next week. Peace.
You enjoy placing a few bucks on your favorite team? Maybe try your hand at cards or on the slot. Use me as a reference and click the link in the description below and receive a new member bonus and help support this channel. Bovada, just better. IPTV service with over 2,000 channels, HD and 4K, VOD, PPV, and the Sunday Ticket. 24/7 channels and so much more. All this starting at $10 a month. Go to halfmoon.kstreams.tv to sign up, find out more.